The highly anticipated three-day festival is back. Africa in April, yes, honoring the smiling coast of West Africa, Gambia, in its 37th year. I spoke to the founders and they told me this is actually the second time Gambia is being represented.
Well, first, it's a great country. I've been there 3 times. Left Senegal when the day went over to the Gambia. I had to get on the ferry to go over. And I understand Macky Sall put a bridge over there now. And I love the Gambia because I'm an African-American professor, was at the University of Memphis, retired, teaching African studies. I knew about Kunta Kinte. I knew and I understand they have a Alex Haley Trail over there or something in his honor. That was a great series. I used to show it to all my classes, and I'm so glad I met a lot of people from the Gambia.
I'm Stephen Smith. I am Religious Affairs Coordinator with Africa in April Festival, serving on the advisory board since 1988, and have known the AC since my tenure as a student at then Memphis State University, now the University of Memphis. The ACs in Africa in April have been an integral part of the Memphis fabric, now 37 years. And to watch this festival grow from a street corner and then go a little while later to a park, and now, as you can see, takes up a city block. That speaks to the testimony of their long-lasting legacy, the endurance, the experience that not only people of color, people of African descent, but other nationalities have bought into, and they embrace the loving spirit and the idea that people from Africa, people of the diaspora, have worth and value and significance, and that we bring something to the nation. And Africa in April has been a jewel in the city of Memphis, and we embrace the diaspora and we welcome all of those who have come to share in making it such a beautiful place.
When they come to us and we go to them, then we accomplish our purpose. Because our purpose was to let everybody know that the people that call themselves black, they're not black, that's what they look like. They are Africans, they're just living in America. And they say, well, I'm an American, that's your nationality. If you're in Russia, you'd be a Russian. But you're an African. Absolutely. You need to dress like an African, look like an African, and try to emulate some of the great historical things that they're doing in Africa and the Gambia. And so that's why I'm so happy to honor them again. This is our second time, and it might be 2 more.
Okay, hello beautiful, how you doing?
Hi, I'm fine, how are you?
What's your name?
Ashley.
Ashley's in the building. Where you from?
West Africa. I'm from Ivory Coast.
Okay, West Africa's in the building, Ivory Coast. All right, so tell me, Ashley, Africa in April here in Memphis, how does it make you feel?
It makes me feel real good to know that the country is being represented in America, in Memphis at that, because there's so many different cultures here, but Africa is good to know.
Yeah. So having a multicultural background and coming to an event like this, how exactly how do you resonate to it?
It makes me feel seen, necessarily. Like I see everything that I would see in Africa, and it's just here in America. So it makes me feel good.
Africa in April, this is our first year, and we're very excited about it. Africa in April, to me, is a call for us to celebrate Pan-Africanism, celebrate the amazingness, like the resourcefulness, the culture of Africa 365 all days, and why not in April, in May and June, throughout the whole year. And so a lot of times we'll only tap into Africa during, I don't know, Marcus Garvey Day or African Liberation Day or Kwanzaa, but we're saying let's be here 365 about the culture, and so we're definitely strong advocates of just melanated greatness.
Proper bracelet.
You know, I love the Gambia. I had an opportunity to visit at least twice, 2 or 3 times. I met a lot of wonderful people there, and all the interest that Alex Haley brought with his epic roots and all the things that he did to let people in America know about the Gambia.
Well, as you know, in its 37th year, Gambia, the smiling coast of West Africa, is being hosted. What is any fun fact you know about Gambia?
I know that Gambia is in West Africa. It's one of the small countries, but you know, a lot of great people come from it.
Alrighty, what can the people watching today learn about Ivory Coast?
They can know that we are the prime source of chocolate, actually.
Well, I know Gambia is the smallest country in Africa. Also, it's on the west coast of Africa. It's beautiful. I mean, the beaches, I've looked it up. I've seen the beaches. Just the terrain, the way the city's built, I really like it. It's just beautiful. I wish I could go there, really.
There's so much to be gained from experience. The Gambia, of course, has a Mid-South connection through the author of Roots, the late Alex Haley. And there was so much wonderful knowledge and inspiration which came. I believe that was one of the fueling points which drove the founders. But let's honor the Gambia again. The Gambia is a wonderful, wonderful wealth of knowledge. Maybe small in size, but powerful in its nature.
Absolutely.
The second time I went to the Gambia, I knew all about Roots, and I taught my students. And when I got there, some of the elderly gentlemen told me, I'm going to take you and let you look in your face. Said, you're a Mandinka man. I said, whoa, am I really? They said, yes. I was happy, very happy.
Yes, this year, celebrating Gambia. People of Gambia, I want to thank you for being who you are. We feel you. We feel your love and energy, because once you put it in the air, it travels like the wind around the world. We celebrate you because you are an original, and we appreciate you. We love you. And so since we can't be there with you, we want to celebrate you here. And I thank David and his team for putting this year together, and beautifully they did, as always. Thank you, Gambia, for sharing your love with us here.
Musician Ekpe, who is married to a Gambian woman, shares his experience with Gambians during his visit. Right. Well, guys, Ekpe is in the building. Ekpe, tell them who you are.
My name is Ekpe. I was born here in Memphis, but I studied African music history and been to the motherland and been to the Gambia, Senegal, Ghana, Liberia, Kenya. Been to different places in Africa. I love Gambia. I love the Gambia. Gambia is a beautiful country. So I had an opportunity, as I said before, to take a boat down the Gambia River, and just cruise on the Gambia River, and went to the beach, and it was at the mouth of the Gambia and the Atlantic Ocean. It was a beautiful scene, So, yes, it's relaxing there. Every time I go, it's very relaxing. So I just love the culture and the people and everything.
How will you describe Gambian people?
Oh, Gambian people are welcoming to me. They were welcoming, yes. Beautiful. I got this at the National Museum. Silver, pure silver. The Africa, the motherland here. I got in the Gambia at the National Museum.
What message do you have to send to the Gambians that are watching this?
I plan to visit Gambia. Yeah, because I need to visit and see what you guys are talking about. Everybody say, I probably need to try to use all jollof rice. Do you guys make jollof rice?
Yes, baby. Did I tell you about that?
And I met so many people, and some of the vendors come every year for the last 15 years from Gambia. And it's a wonderful country. I know the history of it, and I'm so happy that they're doing much better. And they're one of the smallest places, I think, in Africa. And we helped them with the water wells and sent money to them back in the day.
Please let us pass it. I said please because I don't like killing Africans, but he wouldn't stop, and I ain't Ice Cube, but I had to take the cover.
This year, 2 Gambian women that come, this Hattie and John and her friend came, and they are vendors here. And Mamadou came. He's the chairman of the Chamber of Commerce in Gambia. He came all the way from the Gambia and was at our luncheon and told everybody what the country needed, how they appreciated everything, and y'all gonna get some great responses for you being here and doing this, because we always want to help our brothers across the water.
I was mad by it. It took 3 or 4 cops to pull me off the hill. This is story, y'all. I'm a black man, acting like a nigga, soft man, African.
When they come to us and we go to them, then we accomplish our purpose. Because our purpose was to let everybody know that the people that call themselves black, they're not black, that's what they look like. They are Africans, they're just living in America. And they say, well, I'm an American, that's your nationality. If you're in Russia, you'd be a Russian. But you're an African. Absolutely. You need to dress like an African, look like an African, and try to emulate some of the great historical things that they're doing in Africa and the Gambia. And so that's why I'm so happy to honor them again. This is our second time, and it might be 2 more.
I've been with African April since the first event 37 years ago, and I have enjoyed every event that we have done here because it connects with the soul of Memphis. It connects so well with the soul of Memphis that people come again and again themselves. Those who can't make it finally come back. I saw a man today that hadn't been here in 16 years, and I was on stage when he was here, and now here I am again. I thank him for thinking of me and mentioning that.
Tell me about the planning process in bringing this event to life.
Well, the planning process is in detail. It is strenuous, and they do have to do a lot of work. A lot of times when we work with African April, you do not get a chance to sleep. They are up. Dr. AC and Yvonne Brown AC, they are up all night planning this event from top to bottom. They do everything themselves. It's a very, very small entity that turns into something very big and magical.
But David AC and Yvonne AC, they are the essence of the African spirit. Being teachers themselves, oh my goodness, they come with the knowledge as well as the culture. And they know the difference between the two, and they express that in each and every performance by the diversity of performers and event planners that are taking place on a business side and an entertainment side. So there's always business and fun and the art of the show.
Well, the event to me means an opportunity to get history that represent me and history that's told by people that look like me.
Well, it's culture, because black people in America need to learn about the history and culture, learn about their roots. And that's one of the main problems that we have in America. You know, that was taken from us. We were stolen from there, kidnapped from there. So we had to relearn so many things about our history and culture and about our roots. So going to Africa, I call it, when I go to Africa, I learn so much that I would not learn here. It's the food, it's the culture, it's the people, everything that I learn. It helps me to survive here in America.
Well, it makes me feel fantastic because I know from how far we've come. You know, my history has not been told very much, but I know my own history, and I know from whence we've come. And I'm so appreciative of how far we have come. And I can't do nothing but pat my brothers and sisters on the back and just let us know how strong we are and how much we love each other to get us this far, you know.
And so being in the belly of this beast, we have to learn how to survive and thrive. And one of the main ways we do that is to learn about our history and culture. That's how we do that, learning about our history and culture. Beautiful. I got this at the National Museum. Silver, pure silver. The Africa, the motherland here. I got in the Gambia at the National Museum. Yes.
Events like this, what are your thoughts on the people that say there's this gap between African Americans, and what do you think needs to be done to bridge that gap, if there's even any?
Knowledge. Many black people here in America do not know about the African experience, and there are many people in Africa do not know about the experience that we've had here. Through slavery and civil rights and the Black Power movement, we didn't just sit down and accept our situation. We were fighting all the way.
The message I have to tell them is that we here in America, we love you. And that's the message I want to send you all. that, you know, sometimes we have mixed. I don't know the word to say right now, but I think it's more of a mixed communication. You know, somebody has told you that you don't like me, and somebody has told me that you don't like me, and I don't like you, and that can't be. You know, because we're brothers and sisters, and our whole thing is love. That's what we're about. We're loving people. You know, that's what we do more than anything else is love each other. Oh, come on now.
Oh, yes, sir.
That is awesome. That is awesome, man. I'm so pleased.
My great-great-grandmother, I don't know exactly where she came from, but my great-great-grandmother, Mandy, she was kidnapped from Africa in around about 200 years ago and brought to the Western Hemisphere. She came over on a slave ship. And so that's been passed down through the history of my family. So that's why in my family we're very, very strong of African culture, learning about African history and culture because of the fact that my great-great-grandmother Mandy, we know her name from the motherland. So many people do not know that. And so that's one of the things that has motivated me to want to learn and go back to the motherland and learn more.
Is the word for God to the Baga people. So, ladies and gentlemen, another song of praise.
There's nothing but love here and understanding. When we come to know each other's culture, we can't talk about where we are until we know where we have been. And when we know where we are past, that will bring us to the present and propel us into the future. We are about that with Africa in April, enlightening, encouraging, and upholding spirit, the spirit of excellence and wisdom, knowledge and power, which is what we are and who we are in the eyes of God.
And so, yeah, I just love it. This represents all that. This is my way of going home until I get enough money to go to Africa. Yeah.
Which country will you visit when you do finally?
I'm asking around. I have no idea. But Kenya seems to be one that come up all the time.
Shout out to Gambia, Nangadef, to everybody out there. It's a little tiny country carved out by the British. We recognize that, you know, we recognize the uniqueness of the Gambia, but we also recognize that we are all one, and regardless of these borders that people put up around us. I know that there's a transition in the region right now. You have some youth leadership taking over. We're excited to see what the young man does in Senegal. It's not Gambia, but it is.
Well, it means a lot to me. Like we've been coming here for I've been coming here for about 7 to 8 years. My dad's been coming here for like 20 to 30 years. But it means a lot. I love coming out here, seeing everybody get together, seeing all the African clothing and food. So it means a lot to me.
Yeah, you know, a lot of the folks that come out here, you know, they're from the Murid Brotherhood. Senegal, yeah. So, you know, they're all about, you know, the connections of bringing commerce. I believe that's what the Brotherhood is based off of. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here and be a part of the movement here. We come all the way from Detroit. You know, we thought we was escaping some of that cold weather. We ended up bringing it with us. But we're gonna bring some better weather for tomorrow. And you know, we got energy tools, we got incense, we got elderberry, we got elixirs, health remedies, all things that have been cultivated by us. So come shop and let's build off each other, send some energy each other's way.
I spoke to some Senegalese vendors who told me they are excited that Gambia is being represented.
waaw kontaan nañ nag bi cat mi ñu tuddee ko suñu mbokki Gambie yi xam nga ñun Gambie ak Sénégal benn la ñu waaw te man dama bari xariti Gambie waaw dëkk bi presque sama genn wàll yëpp Gambie lañu surtout bi may ne nag New York léegi man damay wër lii laay def festival yi mais nag kontaan nañ ci festival bi moom bu ñu kontaan la dañ koy def at mu ne. Maybe 8 to 10 years. Yeah, 10 years waaw.
waaw loolu ni ma ko gisee lu rafet la parce que def ma neex encore c'est la première fois ma ñëw fii ma ànd ak sama père bi waaye ni ma ko gisee nu muy commencé doxee maa ngi ci gis sama bopp dafa mel ni maa ngi Afrique ñu ngi ci wane ay culture Afrique boo ñëwee fii rek da ngay yaakaar ci biir Afrique nga nekk waaye loolu tamit lu rafet la maa ngi ci kontaan bu baax instant bii nii kay dafa mel ni damaa delluwaat Afrique waaw affaire bi moom neex na rafet na waaw kontaan nañu encore ci Gambie yi nu ñu gisee nu ñuy doxalee mbir mi lu nice la lu rafet la yàlla na jëm kanam.
waaw dama ciy kontaan rek parce que ñoom wax dëgg yàlla ñoom fi bu ñëwee da ngay gis ñoo xam ne ñi dañuy ñëw dañuy spend seen xaalis sax pour bëgg ñoo dimbale daal dañuy jënd ba parce que jënd spend loo xaay ne duñ ko soxla pour bëgg daal ñun ñu kontaan ba année prochaine ñu mën a ñëw kontaan nañ ci loolu nit bu ñëwee ñu defal leen prix yu portable maanaam prix yu yomb daal di leen wàññil prix yeeg yooyu daal waaw kontaan nañ ci yëpp benn la waaw ku laal Gambie laal nga Sénégal ku laal Sénégal laal nga Gambie waaw.
Tell me about the planning process in bringing this event to life.
Well, the planning process is in detail. It is strenuous, and they do have to do a lot of work. A lot of times when we work with African April, you do not get a chance to sleep. They are up. Dr. AC and Yvonne Brown AC, they are up all night planning this event from top to bottom. They do everything themselves. It's a very, very small entity that turns into something very big and magical. The city of Memphis also acknowledges them. They have the key to Memphis. They're legendary. They get acknowledged every other week with, awards and things like that. But to bring it out back to African April, it is so much planning that goes into this. As Dr. AC just explained, that everything is done by the city with law and code.
Please let us pass it. I said please cause I don't like killer Africans. But he wouldn't stop, and I ain't Ice Cube. But I had to take the part Africans.
And everything is done legally so that nobody should have any problem with, whatever you decide to come out here and do. Even if you're related to them, you have to sign papers and get yourself together to be able to be a part of this event. And they have different days set up for different things. Like today, Friday, was dealing with the children and education and culture and bringing the children into this so they can know the background of Africa.
You have something to offer us in the way of knowledge and understanding and wisdom as we can govern ourselves not only on a local but even on the international stage. You in the Gambia matter. You are important. You are special. You are important, and most importantly, you are loved.
And I just can't wait for every year of Africa in April. And I want everybody who hasn't been to Memphis, come to Memphis during April and celebrate with us and allow your soul to free itself in the midst of all the rhythms and rhymes and beautiful times.
The energy at Africa in April was electric, with attendees beaming with happiness and eagerly looking forward to next year's event.